Now, here is an individual, had no clue what I was referencing, which was the perhaps most critical piece of legislation with regard to banking and our monetary system in the history of this company, and she didn't have a clue. They put her on the banking committee. Jameson, why do you think they pointed her to the banking committee?
Most likely because they knew they could steer her in the direction that they wanted her to go because she had no clue.
You're damn right.
But here's the thing about that, though, is I don't know everything either.
No, but you can learn it.
Yeah, exactly. But here's the other thing, too, is I always run everything back through the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence and the Federalist Papers. I always go back to what was the original intent behind our founding fathers' vision. It's why I became a constitutional coach. The Constitution and our founding documents, the original intent is always the lens through which I view everything through. And if it's something that I don't know, then I learn it and then I run it through that lens, because that's what we have to get back to. And that's another issue that I have with my representative is he does not do that, claims that he does, but the people aren't paying attention. So they only listen to what he says on Fox News and CNN, but they don't actually watch how he votes in Congress. And that's my primary concern is how are you voting when Congress is in session? I don't care about your rhetoric. What's reality?
And speaking of what people may not know and how he's voted, he's been totally wrong about this conflict in Ukraine, this war in Ukraine, and pumping endless of billions upon billions of dollars of our money into Ukraine. But that's not the first time he's been dead wrong on a foreign policy issue where he's had a total blunder. I'm going to reference another story that I was reading about, and I'll put the article up on screen for our viewers to see. He opposed Donald Trump's withdrawal from Syria whenever President Trump decided to pull back from Syria, which is when I started to really wonder whether we had just been fooled into electing yet another neocon into the Republican Party. And that's what he's revealed himself as, by his support for Ukraine with no strings attached, basically, getting us put on a pathway that may, in fact, end up leading to World War III, hostile relations with a nuclear power. I'm very concerned about the way he's positioned himself with respect to foreign policy issues. And I just wanted to know what you would say to that.
Oh, what I would say? No, I absolutely agree with you. I mean, at the end of the day, here's the thing is that only the Congress can declare war. Do y'all know when the last time Congress declared war was? World War II.
That was World War II. Yeah.
Yeah. And so only Congress can declare war. So all of these little skirmishes, whether it be Afghanistan, whether it's Syria, whether it's Ukraine, if Congress hasn't declared war, it is unconstitutional, period. And I feel like a lot of people, they either forget or they just totally ignore the fact that these checks and balances exist for a reason. We can't just unilaterally, a president can't just unilaterally decide that we're going to go to war and then call it an executive order, because that's not what executive orders are under the Constitution. But yet that's exactly what happens. And so, but you go back, you got to wonder why is Crenshaw why was he upset about withdrawing troops from Syria? Why is he supporting the war in Ukraine? I don't know. Let's go look at his donor list.